Survive and thrive. That's all there is to it. That's all there's going to be to it. I've got all my fans running right now. You would not believe how hot it got in this room towards the end of this game. I was sweating bullets. Not just because of the game, but because of how hot it got in here. This room is literally like a hot box when you keep that door closed. Hence why I've got all my fans running as fast as possible. Okay, anyway. Obviously, good win for Tennessee, all things considered. They tried about every single which way and thought to lose this game. And somehow, some way, the high-end talent pulled us out. That's all there is to it, man. In the end, the defense, the team, we survived and thrived and moved on to another week. That's all you got to do. And Tennessee did that to the best of their ability. So, Vols survive, 28-18 over Kentucky. A really well fought out win for the team. A lot of boneheaded mistakes, a lot of issues, which I'll address momentarily. But win's a win's a win's a win, a win, a win, win. And Kentucky joins the ranks of the other 6 worst teams in the entire universe. Chattanooga, NC State, Kent State, Oklahoma, Florida, Bama, and now Kentucky. Those are your 7 worst teams in all of college football history who have never won a game and will never win a game again, according to the haters. So the list will continue to go onwards, probably within the latter half of the season. We've got some games coming up, which I'll talk about in a moment. But first, let's just talk about the game. Obviously, first off, I do want to say this. I have no idea what happened to Brock Vandagriff. Once he went down, they didn't say anything about it. They didn't say what type of injury it was, or it was just some sort of passing glance, passing thought, passing words that I just completely missed while I was doing the live stream today. Whatever the deal was, I don't know what happened to him, but whatever the injury was, I hope that it isn't serious. It sucks to have these sort of injuries in college football. It sucks to have any injuries in college football. If I had it my way, everybody would be 100% and healthy throughout the entire season. But unfortunately, that's just not how this game goes. And Brock Vandagriff was one of the victims of said injury bug. So hopefully he recovers very, very quickly, whatever his injury may be. Hopefully somebody has an update and let me know down in the comment section. But yeah, no, tough loss for Kentucky, tough loss for this team. And well fought out game by Kentucky. I've given them hell throughout the entire season and I gave them a lot of hell last week for losing to Auburn, being clown of the week. But they came in Neyland Stadium and put up a huge fight against Tennessee. But a lot of it was due to our own idiocracy. But Kentucky had a huge fight in this game. Scoring this many points on our defense is not, it's not an easy feat. Nobody scored more than 20 points on Tennessee's defense, and they nearly did that. 18 points on this defense. And some of it wasn't even due to just us being idiots. A lot of it was due to Kentucky playing really, really well. Gavin Wimsatt he comes in after Brock Vandagriff goes down. He comes in, lays some plays on the dot. The one-handed catch by the wide receiver to score a touchdown. Plays like that where you're like, wow, how in the world did this happen? No clue. I said in the stream, I was like, Kentucky coming into Neyland Stadium after they can't get a first down against Auburn, and they're lighting up Tennessee's defense like it's Christmas. So I don't really know if it's just like a Tennessee thing to let Kentucky come in and throw for a bunch of yards on us, but nonetheless, the effort, while it was a great effort, was not good enough to win the day, and Tennessee survives for another week. And there were a lot of teams that didn't survive today. Clemson, destroyed by Louisville, so they're out. That's their second loss in the ACC. I don't really know how they get into the playoffs after this point. And that was at home, too. SMU completely neutering undefeated Pittsburgh. Texas A&M, South Carolina beats them, gives them their second loss on the season, and it was a blowout too. It looked like what exactly they did to us, but a lot of teams ranked where we are did not survive tonight. So I will take my victories where I can get them, and that's exactly what happened. So, talking about the game, what I saw, this is a very, very weird game for our offense. Because usually it's been Nico that's sort of been the problem with Tennessee for the most recent part of this season. He did not look good against Florida or Alabama or anybody before that. He just did not look up to par. He didn't look like he knew what he was doing. He comes into this Kentucky game and he plays really, really well. Throwing balls right on the money, running out of the pocket when he needs to, making great decisions with the football. He played really, really, really well. The defense did exactly what they were supposed to for most of it. Will Brooks gets another clean interception, almost a pick six, gets caught at the very end, but still a huge gain, which got us an eventual Tennessee touchdown. So, plays like that and, for one example, I can think of the rollout pass that Nico had where he rolled out, looked down the field, saw an open Miles Kitselman and threw right to him directly on the money. There's a lot of thought and a lot of processing power that you got to think about when you're making plays like that, and he did that. And for a redshirt freshman starting in his his eighth starting, ninth, whatever. Point is, looked really, really good today. Everybody else around him, terrible, absolutely terrible. The offensive line, I feel like I'm kind of a tape recorder when I say this, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. This offensive line is garbage. It's absolutely terrible. It's Cooper Mays and then a bunch of Swiss cheese surrounding him. The Kentucky edges were just completely flatlining our tackles. And I don't know why this keeps happening, but our tackles cannot block. They just can't. Kentucky was in Nico's face the entire night because everybody except for Cooper Mays can't block. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. And when they were blocking, it was a holding or a false start or it was some stupid penalty that was super undisciplined and gave Kentucky extra momentum to stop our drive. The wide receivers, for whatever reason, could not catch the ball. Nico throw right into their hands and they just completely drop it. Somebody gave them butterfingers or something. They just, every time, and it wasn't even like he was throwing it too hard like Joe Milton or throwing it over their head, so they have to jump up and catch it and make some super game, Odell level catch to try and catch it. No, it was literally right in your hands and all you have to do is take possession of it. On third, and this would happen on third downs too, crucial third down plays. Receivers would be wide open, Nico would throw it to him, and then they just, nah, I don't really feel like it. That's exactly what they were doing. I don't know why. I'm not sure what makes that happen. Chaz Nimrod, for whatever reason, who played lights out against Kentucky last season, comes in here and he can't catch a friggin' football. I don't understand. I feel like you're supposed to be, when you're put on scholarship as a wide receiver, you're supposed to catch the ball. But nope, did not see a whole lot of that from our team today. Brew McCoy did. Brew McCoy came out and he dominated today. And Dylan Sampson, shout out to him. Dude was a GOAT in this game. Just ran it down Kentucky's throat, and he got his 19th rushing touchdown in this season. And that's the most in program history. So shout out to Dylan Sampson. Dude is just dominating these defenses, and I have all the putting out all the effort out there. So shout out to Dylan Sampson. Back to the bad things, though. Play calling, once again, sad, stupid on most occasions. It's better, and it's getting better now that Nico is actually reading his throws, but it's nowhere near perfect. In fact, it's probably the complete opposite of that. It's not good at all. There's still a lot of room for improvement on that side, but it was one of the smaller impactful things that happened for Tennessee in this game. The kicking, I don't know what in the hell's happening to Max Gilbert. I know he's a freshman kicker, but 0 for 3, pathetic. Absolutely embarrassing. Missed a 45-yarder, I can understand that. Missed a 42-yarder, okay, well, that's your second one, so can't really understand that. Missed a 30-yarder, are you kidding me? Like, are you for real, dog? Come on, man. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? So, did us no favors. 9 points off the board right there. A lot to work on for Tennessee. There is a significant amount of work for Tennessee in the future. But as I kept saying, this team should be better at the end of the year than at the start. And so from the way it's looking, we could be. If everything starts to click as it should, then Tennessee will be a whole lot better at the start of the end of the year than the start. So, we got Mississippi State next week. They're worse than Kentucky, but that doesn't really make me comfortable because we saw how bad Kentucky was the last few weeks, and then they come into Neyland Stadium and nearly beat us. So we can't take that one for granted at all. Especially, and this is the part that really worries me, Tennessee looking ahead to the game in Athens against Georgia. They get caught lacking. Mississippi State rolls in there. They're more prepared to play. And then they get a big lead on Tennessee and completely ruin our hopes. And this has happened before. Don't act like it hasn't. Don't act like this hasn't happened before. So got a lot to work on these next few weeks. Obviously, like I said, Mississippi State next week, then the game in Georgia, and I don't want to hear anything from Georgia fans about how bad we performed today. At least Nico didn't go out and throw 3 or 4 interceptions against Florida. So I don't want to hear anything about that. You are mortal, and you can agree with that. You are mortal. And I have hope that we can come in there and beat you in Athens. Not a lot of hope, but something's there. But, yep, Tennessee survives and thrives for another week. We're 7-1. Got everything still in front of us. And all we can do now is just continue onwards to the next game we go. Thank you guys again for watching. And, yeah. I have no idea who Clown of the Week's going to be. I'll put a vote up on the Patreon page. If you want to go and join that, you can vote on who you think Clown of the Week is. But that's it for me. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, power to Tardaria. And of course, go Vols, baby. Despite how bad we can look sometimes, you can always count on us to win in the end. The high-end talent will always prevail.